Hi and welcome, it's Ruth here from artfulstampin.co.uk. Please do check out my website if you're interested in shopping with me, joining my team. There's lots of information on there about all that kind of stuff. What's the other thing I was going to say? Oh, I had a card from a customer. Thought it would be nice to show off this card. Thank you. You know who you are, who you sent that through to me. And using one of my favourite stamp sets from the last catalogue. Oh, never mind. Anyway, so it's really nice to have a card with it on. Thank you. Lovely. So, how y'all doing? Sorry, I was talking to Denise earlier. Her accent rubbed off on me. So, I was on Pinterest and I was looking up pop-up cards. And there's somebody who I don't follow her, but she comes up quite often, and I do then go and watch some of her videos. A lady called Sam from Mixed Up Craft. She's not a Stampin' Up demonstrator, but she does some really great pop-up type things and 3D items. So if you're after kind of really interesting patterns for those sort of things, then I do recommend you pop over to her channel. So I was inspired by something I saw on her channel, looked at kind of the mechanism, and I'm kind of like making it my own and using one of my one sheet wonders from last night, in fact. Yeah, last night. So I'm just going to have a little bit of a tidy up. I've got loads of stuff on my desk. It doesn't need to be there. Right. Okay, so let's just revisit. This was just for the sake of taking a photo. So I'm just going to tidy up and show you what I've cut up. You'll be horrified and then you'll go, oh, okay. Right, so I cut up the one sheet wonder. I think it was like this. Something like that? Yeah, okay. So that's the whole sheet from last night. And I started to make a kind of a big version. Oh, here we go. Here's my prototype. This is a big version. And this measures... So we could do a big version later, but I wanted to just do a small version to start. This measures about 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, all right? And then it kind of goes and it pops up. This is my prototype, as I said, so these pieces in here would actually be as tall as this. Okay, but I've decided to do a smaller one. So I'm going to go through the measurements with you. I'm going to do centimetres first, and then I'm going to do inches, just to keep you all happy. So let me say a quick hello to everybody who's come in on the live. Welcome, welcome. Do share this out with your friends. Please bring them on board if you just fancy a little chat with them. I'm quite happy for you to chatter away to your friends as you're watching me. That's you're more than welcome to do that. Also, stay tuned because Anna, I think, was asking me about paper flowers the other day, and I found something that I'd been wanting to share with you. And it's how to make a paper flower out of a strip of a strip of designer series paper. So stay tuned because I will show you how to do that later. I'm just trying to find my prototype, my original one, but I don't know, I'm losing everything today. Okay, let's start with the measurements then. So to start off with, no, that's not quite right. I need to cut that down. So this is the centimetre version. She says. No, it shouldn't measure that. It should be 9. Sorry, I'm just realising that I've cut this a little bit wrong. Okay, you can get, out of one sheet of paper, you can just cut it at 10 1/2 and actually end up with a square card. You end up with a slightly rectangular one. So that's the one I'm going to go for because it actually kind of makes the most sense. So what you need to do is cut your cardstock to 18 centimetres across, and I've kept it at 10 1/2 centimetres, 10 1/2 centimetres wide. Okay, then your piece of patterned paper, you have again at 18 centimeters across and then 10.5 centimeters wide, and then you score it every 3 inches. Okay, and that's how you end up with this fabulous kind of like concertina effect. Actually, it's going to be that way round, like that, and this is going to stick inside, inside here like that. Okay, follow so far? Just shout at me, tell me to do the measurements again if you haven't followed so far. Then your second piece of cardstock, this measures 12 centimeters across by 10.5 centimeters high, and again score at 3, 6, 9, and then cut at 12, and then you get the equal distances of 3 centimeters in each column, and then you fold that. And this is what's then going to get stuck on the inside, just to create a little bit of extra interest. So then for additional decoration, I've gone ahead and prepared some butterflies that are going to get stuck inside here like this, which I just think is so pretty. And I'm going to show you the 2 ways that I've done this, and I'll do one from scratch just to show you how I've done it. Partly because I've gone and lost the other butterfly. Oh no, there it is, it's over there. But I will do it from scratch just to show you how to do it. So I won't punch it out. So I won't stamp and punch. I'll just punch it just to show you. So either, now this one's quite self-explanatory. I'll just come in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. Excuse that big green squodge there. Okay, so this one here is made from 3 butterflies that I folded in half. Okay, so there's one, then I've glued it to that one, and then folded that in half and glued it to that one. So that's how you end up with that effect there. Okay, now this one, I've cunningly discovered that our little butterflies fit onto the back of there perfectly. Okay, to create a mechanism. So all you do is you ideally have some kind of bone folder, if you've got it, just to help with the burnishing. And all you do is you fold the butterflies in half and then just kind of push down just to get it extra burnished. And then fold that one as well in half. I mean, if you wanted to go to the bother of maybe putting a score line through it, you could, but I don't tend to bother. I just push really hard with my bone folder, and it kind of does it. Okay. Okay, so then you turn it over, because you want the butterfly obviously to open like that. So you turn that over, and you can see the crease line there. It's quite clear. Then you get yourself some liquid glue. Now you don't need as much as you think. You never do need as much as you think. That's why this glue is so economical. Now in the UK we've had a price increase, but I think it's probably still worth the money because it lasts for so long if you use it carefully. Okay, so you can see I've just glued that one butterfly up to the, you can sort of see the fold still there. There's about there's going to be about a millimetre gap between the 2 butterflies. Oh, hold on, make sure I put the glue on the right spot. There we go. Turn that round, stick that there. Okay. Hi Scarlet Pete. How you doing? Hi Marcel. Hi Jeanette, Linda, Vanessa, Anne-Marie, Wendy, Vicky, Tracy, Liz, Dee Dee, Donnie, Anna, Martina, Glenna, Janine, Connie, oh Janice, hi, Sheila, Helen, oh loads of people. Hello everybody, nice to see you. Okay, so that's how you create that mechanism then. All right, so you've got these 2 little wings then flying there. Now you do have the option either to stick these butterflies on in the valleys, Okay, so whenever you make cards and that you hear the term valleys and mountains, you've just literally got to think what a real mountain and a real valley looks like, okay? So a valley is down and a mountain is up, okay? So if you don't mind your butterflies protruding a little bit, you can actually stick these butterflies on the mountains. Okay, so it means that, I know what, I'll put a little bit of just this low tack stuff. I know it says high tack, but it's actually quite low tack. Just put a couple of little dots there. So if you wanted to, you could stick these on the mountains, and then when you fold the card up, you just got to flick. Oh, that's wanting to come off. You just got to flick. Oh, sorry, out of camera. You just got to flick one of the butterfly to the side and then close it. But then you would have it sticking out in the envelope. So you've just got to obviously make sure your envelope is big enough. Now, that should still fit. Ooh, I was going to say a standard A. Yeah, it should still fit. This is our standard card size. So that will fit there. And it just means then that when the card is opened up, you then get the butterfly kind of there on the mountain. So that's up to you. You can do that. And again, you can do the same with a really super big one as well. But I think this is designed better to actually sit inside like that with this one. So I'm not going to stick these on the mountains for now. I'm just telling you that as an option. If you would like to do that, I'm just going to get my glue rubber. Just get off that glue. Okay, so I think I will stick should I stick the butterflies on now? You see, I've not done this before, so I'm thinking, oh, which is the right way to do it? I don't think there's any real right way of doing it. Okay, so the next stage is to stick these pieces all together. So you need this one with the mountain in the middle, and then this one with the valley in the middle. Okay, and all we're going to do is we're going to put glue on this side here like that, and line that up on this edge of the card. Okay, it really is easier than you think it is. I know some of you are going, ooh, complicated card, but honestly it's much simpler than what you think it is. Yes, if you've got an envelope punch board, then you can make an envelope to fit as well. Okay, so again, remember you want the mountain, so you just squish that down, and you're going to stick this section down like that. So just put glue on there, and then you're going to stick this right next to the piece that you've just stuck down. Hi, Margaret. If you made the mountain shorter, it wouldn't stick out. Yeah, but I wouldn't. Yeah, you'd have to play with the maths on that one. Yeah. Okay, can you see where we're heading with this? So you keep everything squished down, and then you apply glue to both these pieces. Now they're wanting to ping up and meet me, so I'm just kind of trying to be careful. And then I'm just taking this piece of card now and squashing that down. I'm just going to hold that down for a second. Hi Suzanne from Western Australia, welcome. Great to see you. Okay, so I'm giving that a really good rub down because we don't really want that to come apart and start spreading glue everywhere. And then look, you end up with this really fabulous kind of concertina effect on the inside. Okay, how fun is that? Right, so now we're going to decorate with our fabulous butterflies. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue on there and there and there and there. And I want that one right in the middle there. So I'm just literally going to, I was going to say, I'm just going to enclose it around the butterfly. Let me just check it's done. It's where I want it to be. Yeah, that's fine. Give it a good stick down. Now I can feel that yeah, I got a bit of glue there and there. So I'm just going to let that dry, and then I'm going to get my my eraser in there to get out that glue. Now I haven't pushed it as far in as it probably could have gone, but it's fine. It's kind of, oh, it actually looks like the butterfly, the wings are like flapping a little bit when you open and shut the card, which is quite nice. Oh, actually, I want to see if I can get it a little bit closer in. Oops. Did you hear that rip then? Ooh. Ooh. Actually, on reflection and with hindsight, it actually might be easier to stick the butterflies on flat, not do the whole folding it up first business. So the next one I do, I think we'll do it that way. So I think open it up, put it down there. Okay, so literally you can probably open it up like that and get it as kind of close to the center as possible. Oh, that's so much easier. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so just ignore the last 2 minutes of this video. Pretend it didn't happen. Don't say a word. Okay, that's better. It already feels better. Just get some of this glue off. Hi, Christina. Hola, hola. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I don't speak any Spanish, but I can read what you're saying. I'll try and read it. Have we got some Spanish speakers in the house? Right, okay. There we go. Okay, that's better. Okay, so with these little ones, you know, remember you can flatten this straight out. We're just going to stick those there and there. Right, come on, Ruth, get a move on, girl. I'm just going to stick those slap bang in the middle. So you just want the middle of the butterfly to correspond with the folds, basically. That is what you are aiming for. Oh, I have the other one here somewhere. There it is. Hi, Pamela. Oh, thank you, Margaret. Okay, Anna, take care. Right, we'll stick this one over here. Could you do this technique with the bumblebees? Of course you could, yeah. They're, yeah, if they're not symmetrical, bumblebees, just as long as you fold them somewhere, and as long as the fold of the bumblebee corresponds with the fold, you can have a fiddle around with that. Okay, let's see if this'll work. Yay! It is a bit lumpy. I will say it's a bit lumpy at that point there, but I think it's worth it because that's so cute. Look at those. Oh, that's got to stick a bit better. Obviously, make sure everything's stuck well before you start fiddling. Oh, I like that. And give it a bit of an extra burnish. Now I'm being careful not to push down too hard on here because I don't want to distort the card too much because it is, as I said, it's quite lumpy. But I think it's worth the effect. All right. How's about that then, guys? Okay, so that's what I was prepping when I was watching Esther. Right, so I ended up with a piece. So I ended up with a piece like this at the side. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun, not just to do it that way, but to do it this way, and to be honest, this is the design that's on Sam's YouTube video. So as I said earlier, I got this idea from Sam from Mixed Up Crafts, and she does quite a few pop-up type things. So I thought that would be perfect because I've got this piece left here, and actually it would be really nice for it to open up that way. All right, so that's just an alternative. So either you can have it do it that way, or you can do it this way. And yeah, I like both really. Right, I'm going to give you now the inches measurements for this. So the cardstock measures in total 7.5 inches across by 3 3/4. And then what you need to do is kind of figure out at where on your one sheet wonder you actually want to cut. So, you know, for here, like I only need that amount, so I'm going to kind of figure out, okay, where do I want the folds to kind of fall? And really, it's both. This one's quite equal, so it doesn't matter hugely. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off that side, and I'm going to just measure twice, because knowing me, I might cut it wrong. So 7.5 inches is what I said, isn't it? So 7.5. There we go. Right, so then the measurement for this is, it's basically 1 1/4 spacings. That's what we want. So I'm going to do 1 1/4, 2.5, 3 3/4, then 5. Now if you get to this point and you think, oh, I can't really see what's going on here because I'm on the seam of my trimmer, don't worry about it, just turn it around, or actually you can measure it from the edge, that edge point there. You've got, sorry, you guys can't see that, can you? You have got 1 1/4 there, so what you could do is just line it up there to do it if you can't really see what's going on up here. I mean, you can sort of, but if it's easier, just line it up on that side instead. Okay, so we've got 1 1/4 inch measurements, and again, just concertina that, but remember you want the valley fold in the middle. Okay, so that's going to open up like that. And then I already went ahead and cut out my central panel, but I'm just going to double check that I've done this correctly. Yeah, so that's 5 inches across. Now, have I done this? Yeah, I have. Yay! So it's 5 inches across by 3 3/4. Yeah. So, I mean, just if you wanted to design your own, either you need to decide what size the square is that you're going to, what size card you want to do, and you basically just divide this measurement here into 3. That is basically it. So if you wanted to make like a giant one, you know, you could do that if you wanted to. You've just got to kind of just take whatever measurement it is, sorry, whatever piece of cardstock you've got, fold it in half, and then kind of figure out your third, you know, dividing that into 3. So once you understand that, it kind of makes more sense. And then the middle section is basically that full section minus 2 panels. Okay, so, but please do ask any questions if you have any. Right, have you got any questions? Hi, Pamela. Thanks, Tessie. Oh, yeah, dragonfly would look lovely. Yeah. Hi, Donna. Oh, now the video that Mixed Up Craft did, sorry, Sam, I think her name's Sam Calcutt from Mixed Up Craft. Hers was slightly bigger, and what she did was she made 2 holes, very small holes here and here, and then she put ribbon through them. So this section actually kind of got attached in the middle. Now, if you're worried that it is going to come apart, I mean, I think if you've got the measurements correct, I don't think there is necessarily a problem with them coming apart. But I thought of a solution where you would just get a piece of, a couple of pieces of paper, and you could stick them, fold them, and then just stick them together, a bit like the mechanism for the butterflies. So, but I don't know. I don't feel that it necessarily needs it. Okay, so which way round? That way. Oh, good, Melanie. Is that yes, I remember you've introduced her to me. Hello. Card making lady. Hi, Deborah. No worries. Hi, Debbie. That's so funny. We've got a Deborah and a Debbie right under each other. Okay, so you stick that down. Now do not stick the other side until you've got this in. Now remember, that's got to be the mountain. So that's going to get put in like that. Ooh, an artfully placed hummingbird. Yeah. We don't have hummingbirds in the current catalogue, do we? Not that I've noticed anyway. For the last couple of years, we seem to have had a hummingbird in one form or another in the catalogue. Okay, so I'm just going to add the glue now. I'm just kind of edging my fingers down. There we go. Do you close the card with a ribbon band? You could do, Martina. Yeah, you could do. Or just pop it in an envelope. Yeah. Right, so this one is going to be like a step, is going to open like that and to be displayed like that. Okay. Now, the only problem is I've gone ahead and cut some butterflies, and the butterflies are going to kind of protrude a little bit, but I don't think that matters too much. I actually quite, I just love the look of like the butterflies like this. So look, you see, if I close that, oh, if I close that down, I know they are sticking out a little bit, but I think it's worth it. So I'm just going to stick these on like that. So I'll have that one going like that. And again, remember, you can flatten this out to actually work on it. You don't have to have it all folded up and jumping around or whatever. And then that one on there. Like that. Paper clip also attaching a sentiment. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, you could of course put sentiments on this. Sorry, I'm trying to get a bit lazy doing these and not put sentiments on, but of course you could. Actually, there's a really lovely space here, or here. Sorry, here. That would be lovely. Let's see what I've got that would fit across there. Just trying to think if that would. The good things in life are better with you. That's nice, isn't it? That fits beautifully. Right, so for the butterflies, I use Blackberry Bliss, and the cardstock is, I think, Gorgeous Grape. Yeah, this is Gorgeous Grape cardstock, and I stamped Blackberry Bliss onto those butterflies because I really wanted them to show up. I'm just going to stamp that on there. You wouldn't call it lumpy, you'd call it substantial. I like it. There's always a better word, isn't there? Oh, to be honest, people call me Debbie. Ah. Oh, well, I'll call you Debbie from now on, Deborah. Okay, right, so we've got a few more little butterflies to go on. Look, I've got all these little leftover ones, so it'd be nice to... Although I want to kind of like have it standing so that I can see what it looks... I'm going to hold it like that so you guys can see what you would see. So let's see. That one can go there. Go there. Oh, got another one there. Yeah, I like that. I'll be making one of these today. Yay, good. So if you're inspired to make anything after watching my videos, please do join Artful Stampin Space. It's a Facebook group where there are people who just basically share pictures of things that they've made after seeing a video of mine. If you want some critique, if you want to ask for areas of improvement, then do ask, otherwise nobody gives it. We're very polite to each other, aren't we? We're very British on that that group. So if you do want critique, do ask for it, and people will give you their opinions. But generally we're just very kind and sweet to each other, and we cheer each other on, don't we? So right, I'm loving this. I'm really pleased to discover a new way of using my one sheet wonders. And what I think I really like about it is that we're not necessarily cutting it up. We're seeing this great big, you know, portion of it, but yet we're not really taking away too much from the design. And if anything, we're kind of just enhancing it a little bit. Yeah, so ooh, I'm quite liking this. How long have we been going? Only 30 minutes. I don't believe it. We've made 2 cards in 30 minutes. Right, I'm quite keen then to have a go with another type of one sheet wonder and see what happens. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Janine. Who's going to bed? Tracy. Oh, good night, Tracy. Mwah, lots of love. The vertical one would look lovely on display. What, this one? Well, to be honest, okay, so this is how it would look if you were looking down on it. Sorry, sideways. That is how it would look to you. And then if you had that on a mantelpiece, I know what, let's grow out a bit. You're a bit close in. Let's give you a bit of space. Let me clear this piece of paper and then you'll be able to see it a bit more clearly. I'll pop a glue under there. I'll pop a glue under there. Okay, so that is how it would look on your mantelpiece or your shelf or whatever you're going to put your cards on. I like the sentiment. It helps to confirm the orientation of the card. That is so true, yes, because sometimes it can be difficult for the person receiving the card to go, what am I meant to do with it? Oh, you're so right, Martina. It's not British, but a loving, tender, caring international assembly. I love that. You've got to go make dinner. Take care, honeybee. See, fun things take less time. Well, to be fair, I did do a lot of the thinking and the prep before I came on live, so there we go. The SU punch is available. It does a large and a small one. Yes, it does. It's called, oh, I was going to say it's called Butterfly Gala, but that's the name of there's 2 stamp sets this butterfly matches. The name of the butterfly punch is Butterfly Duet, of course, because there are 2. Silly me, I should have remembered that. And, oh no, it's probably just easier for me to grab the 2 stamp sets that they match. So they match that stamp set there, so that butterfly and that one there. And then also Butterfly Gala, which has slightly different style of stamps. This one has got these. Now when these come to you, these are actually attached, this large one and the small one. And the idea is that you can punch them and then cut them out all in one go. But you know what I'm like. Well, some of you know what I'm like. Those of you who are new, you don't know this about me, but I like to massacre my stamps. I like to make them more useful. So I end up cutting them apart, but I do it in such a way that it makes it easy that if I want to put them back together, I can do, and they just go back on the block. So our stamp sets come in two forms, either photopolymer, which is this clear one, this sort of see-through polymer, or they come red rubber. But whatever stamp sets you choose, whatever format they come in, you just need a block, an acrylic block. And I will sing the praises of these acrylic blocks until I'm blue in the face, because these are designed so beautifully for holding on to. They've got like a ridge, so it makes it easier to hold on. Okay, I'm the serial stamp killer. Yeah. I just make them more useful for me. Honest. Yeah, both are current, Deborah. That they are. Okay, so let me have a look through. I've got a whole box of one sheet wonders here that I need to do something with. So now some of the stamps on these one sheet wonders are retired. I'm really sorry, because these are one sheet wonders I did over the last few months. So I've got that one. I've got that one. Ooh, I've got that one, that one. What do you guys think? I'll have a wee vote. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one do you want me to use? My fingers get inky before I even ink a stamp. Maybe we're holding them wrong. I don't know. Oh, lots of 2s and 1s. 1s and 2s. 1s and 2s. And oh, 1 and 2 is pretty equal, isn't it? Oh, 3. Oh, 4. Oh. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Oh, look, Cheryl said please. Okay, so there was quite a few ones there. I'll go with one to start. See how much time we've got. All right, now I had thought, let's find a way of making them quicker, because if you've got like a one sheet wonder like this and you want to make 2 at a time, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. So let's get some Mango Melody and see if we can make 3. Oh, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? If we can make 3 from the 2 sheets. Right, let's do this. Let's do it. So I have an idea. I think if we score this at 3 centimeters, so in the States that would be about 1 1/4. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and cut at 18. And then, now, you probably can't see this, but there's a little kind of like fold there that I don't really want. So I'm going to cut this at 9. Oh, actually, I can probably spare a bit more. I know what, let me cut that little crease off first, and then I'll be able to see how much space I've got left. So take that off. Cut this at 9. And then cut that at 9. You guys could be churning these out. Oh, thank you, Janice. Thank you so much. Right, and then we'll do the same again. 9. Cut that off. Kind of basically you want to think, where's the middle? And then count to the 9 and go, okay, I need a centimetre off. So I need about a centimetre off that side. Turn it round. I wonder if someone should put a timer on. See how quick I can make 3 of these cards. This is like the one sheet wonder challenge. How many can you make? Or how long does it take to make 3 cards out of a one sheet wonder? And the great thing is, it's basically not fancy scoring, but it's basically scoring, isn't it? That's making it cool. Okay, so let's cut this down already to 18 centimeters. Then score 9. I'm going to need another sheet of Mango Melody, aren't I? Although, actually, I'm going to forego the centre because you don't necessarily need it. I think for the step 1 you may do, just to help with the structure of it. But let's see what happens if we don't use it. Now, this is great because I've got these little bits now that I could perhaps make my butterflies or flowers or whatever out of. Okay, so let's cut this down to 9. Score at 9. Cut at 18. Right, bam. This is, we're cooking on gas here, guys. Okay, I think we were at like 35 minutes or something when I started, so fabuloso. Where's my, there it is. Okay, so, oh no, what did I say? The valley in the middle. Need the valleys. Need the valleys. So valley, back and forwards. And then backwards and forwards. Hi, Christine. You know what? That was so bizarre you've just come in. I was just thinking of you. And then I looked at the screen and went, oh, Christine Gray has just said hello to Christine Morgan. Okay, so remember that is for the steppy one. So we'll put that aside for a second. And these are for the concertina ones. I need your thoughts today. Oh, sweetheart, you have them. You have my thoughts and prayers. Folks, if you're a praying person, please pray for Christine Morgan's grandson. He is not doing well. So let's fold that there. Big hugs. Right. Right. Ta-da! Okay, so that's that one. It is slightly easier without doing the middle piece, as you can see. But the middle just adds a little bit of, you know, finesse. But if you're in a hurry, it's good to know, isn't it? You don't necessarily need to do that middle section. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Oh, thank you, everybody. You guys are so awesome. Hi, Carol. Okay. Ta-ding! Just checking to see if it will work as a step up. Yeah, it kind of does. Sorry, so Christine, you've just missed. I've made 2 already, and the first 2 have got these kind of like sections in the middle. So if you want to know how to do that, just do go onto the replay and you'll find out how to do that. So I'm just trying to figure out if it will cope without doing that section, and I think it's fine if you're in a bit of a hurry. So let's get this one stuck down. Hi, Jeanette. Right, now I saw earlier Janine, like I call her New York Janine, was on here. Janine Lettier. But I also noticed that sometimes we have someone else on here who's just Janine. And I can't figure out whether or not the 2 Janines are the same person or if they're actually 2 separate people. So Janine, who's just Janine on YouTube, if you wouldn't mind, could you message and let me know whether or not you are the other Janine or if you are a different Janine and where you're from, because I don't think I've actually got to know you. Just saying. Oh, you're the same person. Is that because you maybe are using 2 different devices, Janine, or you're watching YouTube? I think you've got 2 YouTube accounts. Okay, so here we go. We've got these leftover pieces of Mango Melody. Now, frugal as I am, I'm kind of like, I don't really want to use another piece of cardstock, and I'm not going to get a big butterfly out of there. I can get some little ones. So, oh, I've just seen a cat. I've got my cat punch. Wouldn't a cat look cute on there? I'm thinking of Martina now. Martina likes cats. We could have a little cat. Okay, I'm going to delve into my scrap box. Oh, look at that. Look in my scraps. I have a nice big chunk of Mango Melody. And what other colours did I use? Is that lovely lipstick or Melon Mambo? Oh, I don't know. Oh, no, let's have a ginger cat. Let's have a ginger cat. Oh, birds. Oh, no, I don't have any bird dies. Not current ones. I think if I had the new ones, there are some new birdie ones, and I am wanting to get that bird set. It's on the same page as my favourite stamp set. Just saying. Page 12, opposite 121. It's on page 120. Oh, look, I think that's really quite cute, because look, when it's closed, it's going to look like they're kissing. And then when it opens up, they're sort of sitting on a shelf like that. How cute is that? No, Cindy, I have not got octopi. Okay, not even pink ones. You know what? I want to make these cats a little bit thicker. They feel a little bit flimsy. So I'm going to cut 2. Cats, yes. Now it's really funny. This cat punch, when it first came out, I immediately just loved it. And I do like cats. I don't have a cat. I do like cats, and generally I would say, oh, I'm not really a cat person, but I do like them when I see them at other people's houses. But there's just something about the design of this that is just so lovely. I think I like it because it's versatile. You know, the shape is versatile in that, I mean, it came out with a stamp set that you could, you know, embellish. But, you know, just you could have it as a shadow cat. Actually, I came across a card that I made a while back. Now, is Bobby on here? Because Bobby has just moved house, and I was going to send him this cat card. Where's it gone? And I couldn't remember if I already sent him one like this. Does anyone remember me doing this? I did it back in, oh, it was like October. I did a whole day of different lives. I did like 5 lives in one day, and that was one of the, I think it was a colour challenge. And I love that card. So I am thinking of sending that to Bobby for his new craft room. Right, so I'm just going to make sure their tails don't stick out. There we go. You've got 2 ragdolls. Oh. Right, let's stick this in. Oh, look! I told you it looked like they're kissing. Look. That is too cute because, right, so then you can decorate the outside. That's what I forgot to tell you. Oops. Sorry, guys. That's why it was so easy for me to make the card earlier. Right, so what you can do is not make 3 cards. You could just make 2 cards out of one sheet and then use the rest of it to decorate the front. Sorry, forgot to say. You can do that. Yeah. You guys will do a far better job than I've done. Oh, but I have a little like strip here. Look, we could decorate, couldn't we? Do something. Anyway, I'm not going to do it now, but you get the idea. I think that works quite well. Look at that. How cute is that? Oh, right. Let's do some butterflies. Where's my butterfly gone? Deborah's like, that is so on my list. Oh, let's go for a bit of cinnamon cider. Let's see what cinnamon cider and pumpkin pie. Let's see what sort of party happens. You know what? That would be the best party, wouldn't it? Oh my goodness, there's a fat moth flying around. Oh, and it's just between... Oh my goodness. It's got a death wish. Oh, it's dead. Right. Cinnamon cider and pumpkin pie. What a party that would be. Right, how many do I want? I want 1, 2, 3. Well, I think I might just go for one. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I'll do 3. You're all talking about cats now, are you? Where's Wendy? Wendy's got a cat. Wendy March. She's her cat likes me. You know, he likes my voice apparently. good, Jeanette. Good. Yes, please do make a card. Oh, you like the melon mambo? Yeah, the melon mambo might have been nice on the pumpkin pie, actually. Sorry, I'm concentrating. Vanessa's in there as well with the octopi. Vanessa, you need to get in quicker than that. Cindy's already done it. you and Cindy. You could have like an octopi party. I'm working on making a cat one sheet wonder right now for my daughter's birthday. Yay, cool. And are you going to make a card like this, Gina? Or are you going to just do a card from the one sheet wonder? Please share on Artful Stampin' Space when you've done it. I know you'll remember. Oh no, you developed an allergy, Christine. That's a shame. I'm not sure, says Gina. Gina, you're not on Artful Stampin' Space. I am shocked. Oh, Martina. Martina is the cat lady. I'm not going to say the other word that usually goes with cat lady. But, you know. Oh, a Bengal. They're pretty. Yeah, Martina knows about cats, Christine. Oh, Deborah, you don't know about the octopus. It's just this long-running saga of suggestions. It's just become a suggestion that every time I kind of ask people what they think I should do on a card or whatever, or even when people just feel like chipping in. It started with Cindy Nelson from America. She would just go shout out octopus. And now Vanessa Bridge, my fellow Welsh woman, she now has joined in. So if Cindy's not on, Vanessa invariably also says octopus as well. It's just a little bit of a funny little joke. And it is funny. And I pretend to be annoyed, but I'm really not. I think it's hilarious. Now, the sad thing is, we don't actually have an octopus stamp set right now. So we'll have to petition Stampin' Up, won't we? So come on, we need one for Ruth's videos because, you know, her work is sadly missing, you know, octopi. So, you know, come on, Stampin' Up. Hey, Nydia. Oh, you used to breed Yorkies. I didn't know that about you, Christine. Okay, so I'm just sticking the little butterflies behind the big butterflies. Now, if you don't have this butterfly punch and you've got something else, that's fine. You just need to basically cut a shape that's either exactly the same or just smaller than the area that you're kind of trying to mechanize. So night, Liz. Take care. Oh, anybody that's on Artful Stampin' Space, Liz is sort of on Artful Stampin' Space, but it's her son Carl's Facebook she's on with, because Liz isn't on Facebook. So if you see any like messages from Carl, it's Liz. Just letting you know. Oh, look at that. That's really cute. I think I'm just going to leave that one there like that. And then this one, I think, what about we have them sort of do a little design. Sorry, I know you guys can't see that very well, but I need to do it that way so that I can. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, I keep forgetting I can flatten this out. What size envelopes? This will fit into just a C6, or we use A6 because it's actually quite a small card. So this is 9 by 9 centimeters, or just under 5 by 5. No, it's even smaller than that, isn't it? It's not 5 by 5 at all. It's just under 4 by 4. So it's actually quite small, this one. So if you don't actually want to make an envelope, you don't have to. Hi, Ivy. Oh, it's super fun. And I hope that I've demystified it and it's not as hard as you guys think it would be. Ooh, they're colliding a bit. Oh, I think I can fit one of those special ones just in there. So I've got these left over to use, so I will. So if you like what you see, please do share this project with somebody who you think might enjoy it. Remember, please, to hit that subscribe button if you don't already. If you're struggling with getting the YouTube notification, so to get a YouTube notification, there's a little bell at the side of the word subscribe. And if you tap on that, you're likely to get a little ting. Depending, it all depends on what settings you have set on your device though, because it might be that you've told your device to switch those pings off. Now, if that's the case and you use WhatsApp and you're likely to have your phone on, I'm happy to send out WhatsApp messages. So I have a list of people who I send a little WhatsApp message when I go live, because, and I know many of you ask me, what time do you go live? Generally on a Tuesday, I either go on before 8:30 because my sister goes live on Facebook at 8:30, or I'm after 9:30 because that's by the time she's finished. But any other days, it all depends what I'm doing with the kids and my family and my husband and stuff, so I can't really give you a schedule. So I'm afraid it's just sort of, you know, if you're around, please do come and join in, but if you miss me on the live, please don't worry about it. You know, I know that you'll catch me on the replay. So, oh, I've got space for another little one there. May as well stick it in because I've got a spare one. So can you have a goat instead? Oh yeah, there is a goat one, isn't there? I don't know. I'm not really drawn to the goats. I know some of you guys are. You love the Thank you, Janine. Yeah, I'm always on the search for ways to use the One Sheet Wonders. If anyone wants to message me at any time with another idea, I'll happily, you know, take it on board, because we keep churning these One Sheet Wonders out. Where's Esther tonight? I don't know. Esther was having issues with her YouTube, her internet earlier, so it could be that she's trying to sort that out. But you're going to steal this for a class. You go right ahead, Janice. Please do credit, though, Sam from Mixed Up Crafts. I don't know where she got it from, but this is where I saw the idea. So, I mean, you're welcome to mention my name, of course, but I actually got this from someone else. So, right, where are we? 1 minute, 1 hour 5. Right, so that's taken about half an hour then to create 3 of these cards. That's pretty good going, really. Oh, of course, that doesn't include the One Sheet Wonder. Something's just fallen on the floor. What fell on the floor then? Oh, a lid. That's okay. I'm paranoid because I've lost a stamp. So I'm not going to hoover until I found this stamp. Okay, so just to recap, I used the One Sheet Wonder that I stamped ages ago. I will try and find the link for it so that if you want to know how to recreate it, you can. It was using the Painted Poppies stamp set, the Colourful Seasons one, which is retired, and the Botanical Print one, that's retired as well. But I mean, the main focal point is the poppies, and there is in that lovely new bird set on page 120. I really don't know all the stamp set page numbers, I promise. I'm not that much of a geek. It's just that, look, that's my favourite stamp set, and that is opposite my favourite, and I know that's on 121, so I know that one's on 120. Maybe if I just like memorise a page a day of what stamp sets are on what page, I'll eventually learn the whole catalogue. But look, have you seen? There's a branch. What's that song? There's a tree in a hole, and on the branch there's a nest, and the nest there's some eggs, and the bird on the eggs on the... Yeah, anyway, you know what I mean. So you could use that branch to recreate that look if you so wished. So we've got that one, which is like a steppy one. So you can get 2. So 1, 2, one came from that sheet there, and then that came... Oh, it might have come from this side actually, or somewhere like that. So you can get 3 of these little cards from a big one. Martina, your message hasn't shown up because I think YouTube thinks it's rude, but I'll show it. When I click on the link to your video, I have to click on the top of the screen to open the app to take part in the live, or it shows in a different screen. Yes, Vanessa, I would, if you get your notification via WhatsApp, I wouldn't click on it. Just go think, okay, Ruth's live, then go to the YouTube app and open Artful Stampin' and I'll be live. I wouldn't click via the app because it will take you to, yeah, it'll open it up in the app. Yeah, it's a bit crazy. Okay, right, so there we go. So let me know which one's your favourites. Hold on, let me just fold these up and I will, oops. So that one's 3, 4, 5, and then we've got, what's that one? 1, 2. Right. Yes, and the green grass grows all around and around. Thank you. That was the thing I wanted. Oh, sorry guys. Oh, and now I want to find out if, I was trying to figure out if I can zoom in using my my volume so it's a bit smoother. Oop, oop, sorry. No. No, definitely not. Okay, forget that. I'm trying to find ways to make the zoom a bit smoother, because I was watching Janice's video, and was it Janice? Somebody I was watching, and oh no, it was Sandra. Sandra, if you're watching, it might be an Apple thing, because I know that's what she uses. Her zoom in was so smooth, whereas I find mine are so juddery because I'm using my fingers to do it. But anyway, right, I'll stop whittering on now. Right, so one with the butterflies, and it's got that central section. Okay. Two, the step up one, the step more like steps. Then we've got three with the cats. Cats there. Then four just with one little butterfly, because I'm getting tired. I was getting tired at this point. There we go. And then five with lots of butterflies, because I was using up all the leftovers. All of them! Yay! I'm not that technical, says Janice. Oh, okay, that's fine. Thanks again, Ruth. Once again, educational with fabulous results. Great, good. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about educating you guys so that you guys can go off and create to your heart's content. We also got some little wee bits left over, look. Yeah, and then my little sort of amendment or addendum that I would say is that if you wanted to decorate the front of the card, actually don't cut up all your one sheet wonder and save a portion to decorate, which I clearly haven't done. So yeah, 1, 2, 3 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah, that one's a bit boring, isn't it? Let's face it. 2 and... Oh, you like that one. Oh, 4, sorry. Cindy liked that one. You're welcome, Cindy. Good. I look forward. I do think the central section gives it more body. Yes, it definitely does. Yeah. Yeah. This is definitely, you know, kind of, if you're in a bit of a hurry, but you want a bit of a wow factor, I think you would still get an element of that wow factor with that. And to be honest, it doesn't actually take that much longer to score that extra section. And as you saw, actually sticking it together was really quite easy. So yeah, no, I think it is probably worth spending the time. Obviously, I was trying to, you know, churn them out for you guys really quickly. So there we go. Right, purple ones are your faves. Oh, Vicky, we'll have to see if it can wing its way over to Australia, one of these. I'm trying to balance this so that you can see them. There we go. Right. What's Pamela say? Good night. Have to move the sprinkler. It's hot and humid and dry here. You know what? It's a bit weird here as well. Yeah. It's weird weather. I felt a little bit woozy this afternoon. Sorry. Right. Lots of love to you all. Thank you for joining me. And please remember to give me a thumbs up on the way out. Let's see how many people have thumbs upped already. 43. Can we get it to 50 maybe? We've got 62 of you guys watching right now, which is amazing. Thank you so much for, you know, spending time with me. And of course, if you're in the UK, you can purchase these products, apart from the ones that I said that were retired. The trimmer is super duper handy for this, sort of doing all the folds and the scoring and the cutting, definitely. And the Stampin' Up bone folder is fabulous. It just so happens I can't find the 2 that I own. I own 2 and I can't find them. Anyway, so I had this cheapy one bought for me. 45 thumbs ups. Thank you guys. Thank you. The cat one gave me ideas about creating a farmyard type. Oh, yes. Oh, Jeanette. Yes, with a fence and the grass. Yay. That sounds lovely. Actually, doing it has given me some ideas for maybe doing other stuff. Obviously, also with butterfly wishes, we've got these that get cut up with the punches, but you could cut these out as well. Oh, I've just remembered I was going to show you how to make those flowers. Right, is Anna still around? Okay, so what it was a few years ago I made this. Now, if anyone can recognise this Stampin' Up paper, you'll be able to tell me how old this is, but it's pretty old. And also, if you recognise this leaf die, that's pretty old too. So this is probably about, 8 years old, this little trio of flowers. So I wanted to show you how to make them. So there are kind of two sort of ways that you could do it. I'm just trying to find some paper that I can, some retired paper for me to cut up and show you. Okay. So the first one that I could show you, you end up with quite, I don't know if you guys can see that. Actually, if I come a bit lower, then you get the lighting as well. Does that work? Okay. Can you see you end up with quite pointy leaves? Now, of course, I haven't stuck these down yet. Ideally, you need to have a hot glue gun at the ready, your silicone mat at the ready to glue it all together, which I haven't done and I'm not going to do. I'm just going to show you how to do this. Then the other style looks a little bit like this. And I think that is the way I actually made these ones. Okay, so I'll show you this one first, and it is much easier than you may think it is. So you take a strip of DSP. Now these strips are actually quite thin. Can you see that? But it doesn't really matter. You can just have a play with the sizing. So this one measures about just under 1.5 centimeters, which is, well, 1/2 inch. There we go. Those are 1/2 inch, and these are just they're about 3/4 inch, 2 centimeters. So what you do to start off with is you, oh no, hold on, what am I doing? Yeah, you can fold that. You fold that towards you to create like a triangle, and then you start rolling. Oops, that. And then you keep basically folding and rolling, and you keep, when you get to this point here, you just keep folding away from you. You see how I'm going to do a few folds so that you can see. And then you just keep rolling this round and round. Just got to kind of keep your finger on it. Keep folding this back. Keep folding this back. Yep. And then you just kind of keep rolling this round and round the rows. You can see that I'm kind of creasing it as I go along. Hi Wendy, did you hear me mention your name earlier? Okay, so there we go. That's now if you want, I mean this has got 2 contrasting colours, so it kind of doesn't, I don't think looks great, but as long as the back and the front looked sort of similar-ish colours, I think that would work better. But for the sake of you seeing what's happening, it kind of looks quite good with the 2 colours, just so that you can see what happened. So that's, if you kept going and maybe even adding another strip, you could even make this even bigger. But then you've got this lovely sort of bit that sticks out at the bottom here. I would just put some hot glue and stick that over, and then maybe just have something cut out that you could then stick that onto, just to sort of hold it into place. So with this one, let's have a look what happened. Oh, look, I actually stuck these onto an old flower punch, as so like they were the is it the sepals at the back of the flower, and then just stuck them as a trio all together, and then stuck these lovely sort of oak leaf things behind them. So as I said, if you remember this paper, you'll be able to date this. Okay, so then the first one I showed you, but the second design, which is a little bit more tricky, but I think creates a slightly more, I don't know, I was going to say professional. It's just a different look, I guess. You can do that. Right. This works, of course, with ribbon. Absolutely. Yes, the ones with wire in. Yeah. Or wider paper, preferably a softer paper. Yeah, you can do it with softer paper. I found that the Stampin' Up paper, because it's quite firm, it means that you actually end up with a very, very sturdy flower. So this has been knocking around my craft room for, like I said, about 8 years. And apart from these bits here and the edges, this is pretty much looking as fresh as the day it was made, because it's quite sturdy, and I'm pushing down on there and it's really quite firm. So it depends on how long you want things to last, I would say. So yes, of course you could use lighter quality paper, and it would be much softer. And ribbon, of course. Yeah, this is taken from a ribbon technique. It's not new, honestly. Okay, so now with this one, this is a series of quite a few extra folds. So if I just show you how that works. Basically, you're folding the paper so it only ever shows one side. Right, so let's get started. So fold, so because I like red, we're going to go with the red. So then when you get to this point here, this actually needs to fold back round and down. Okay, and then this is going to fold up. And then you're going to fold this back to here. Then fold this down. Fold that back up. And then fold that like that. Fold that down, then fold back up and round. Just, crease as you go. I'm just using my thumbs just to crease as I go. Prairie points, these are called in patchwork. There we go. See, I picked these things up. I've got no clue what they're called. Now, when I first made the other one, I was actually doing this as I was rolling. But I have to say, it's so much easier just to do all the folding first and then do the rolling. So I'm just going to then... It is stiff. It is stiff, I will say that. Then, whoop. Oop, forgot what I'm doing now. It's wanting to come apart, but anyway, you get the idea. And then again, you really need to hot glue that all down together. And then I guess once it's all hot glued down, you could then maybe open up some of these petals just to have them twist outwards to make them look a little bit more realistic. And because of the way that it's folded, you've just got one colour showing there, which I kind of prefer. But as I said, if you use a pattern paper that, as you can see here, look, the two sides are similar-ish. They've got two colours that are the same. that kind of works really well. So there we go. That's how to do your paper flowers from a strip of designer series paper. I would probably think that the Stampin' Up, the Whisper White and Very Vanilla thin cardstock is probably a little bit too thick for it, but just your, you know, just paper works fine. Right, there we go. I too have such flowers since whenever. Haha, the same kind of, even some older, yeah. Can you missed it? Yeah, probably. Stampin' Yama. Yeah, Linda. Yeah, and I think the Stampin' Up paper is probably sturdy enough to cope with a little bit of a misting. Yeah. And then I guess it would just be a case of letting them dry a little bit before then trying to glue them together. But yeah. Yeah, the misting will just help kind of make it a little bit easier to manipulate it, and then obviously once it's dried it will just, you know, be fine. So yeah, as long as they don't, you know, you don't overwork it. But you know, once you get going, you know, and it's also about the paper, you know, remembering where you want it to go. A bit like, so if you watched Esther's the Facebook earlier, she was talking about how, you know, by scoring the card, you know, and I would say manipulating paper, you know, you sort of build a memory into it, and you've got to try and get the paper to memorize what it is that you want it to do. So, you know, like you can see that that's sort of sitting there now like that, and I haven't even stuck that down, but it's kind of already knowing this is what Ruth wants me to do. So there we go. I was going to say that, Ruth, but I didn't want to sound like a smarty pants. That's absolutely fine. You smarty pants away, Dee Dee. Jeanette, thanks for that. Each time I watch you give me more work to do. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it'd be nice for me to actually come on and do something, you know, actually make a project with these. It's been such a long time, seriously. And every time I tidy my craft room, I find this and it just floats around my craft room. And I think one day I'm going to do something with it, but then I don't. So it's quite nice to actually share this with some you guys, and hopefully you'll go and play. Right, take care. Paper has a better memory than me. Oh, that's so funny. Both Wendy and Janice said exactly the same thing. Right, lots of love to you all. Thank you so much. Lovely to see you.